course, this story continues then, and we're going to talk now to Soul City Institute CEO, that's Phinah Kodisang, who joins us now. Phinah, thank you so much for the time. I'm not sure how much of that interview you even got to hear, just of Olorato Mongale's mother there as well, just detailing lifetimes, the sentiment that will be shared, life without her daughter now. It's really a horrifying story in itself then. What does a case like this continue to reveal, particularly when it comes to gender-based violence in South Africa?
Thank you, Arabile. Let me start with, paying my condolences to the family and to any other family that have lost their loved one, especially to this, disease that we have in our communities. It's sad, and my heart is heavy to be sitting here talking about yet another woman who has been killed, and where we see that, in fact, our justice system continue to contribute to these murders that happen. And I'm saying they continue to contribute because if you follow the case, you would know that, the suspects were arrested, but they were taken out on bail. Now they went and perpetrated another violation. So we need to interrogate in terms of our system, what does it mean to give people their rights, when they have committed crimes like this one? Because our system, of course, follows the human rights and the Constitution. But what does that mean when somebody who has violated and was captured is released, and on their release they go and continue to do more harm? I think that's where I'm reflecting around that issue of what does human rights actually mean if one person's right would override somebody's right to life in the manner that Olorato's life was denied to her by these two or even more gentlemen.
It's deeply saddening, and that's probably putting it very lightly, really then. But and I don't know if you could help me just on a psychological level to help me understand what this reveals about the evolving nature of humans wanting to do something like this. Yes, we can talk about the justice system, and I think that needs to be spoken about in itself, as you've just pointed out. But the evolving nature of how this continues to be perpetrated, this continues to happen. It's not just a one-time thing. It's not just a select few people as well. There's so many perpetrators.
Yeah, and where, there's an enabling environment. In every interview, I always speak about how we create an enabling environment for this perpetration, Where there's an enabling environment, of course, crimes like this will thrive. And so if you, again, follow what is being alleged, because this is what we've been looking at, everything is alleged until proven. What is alleged is that one of the mothers actually tipped off their son to say, police are looking for you, and he was able to evade arrest. So we are a society that enables, violation, because when it's my son, when it's my brother, when it's my husband, I'm going to protect them, and in that way, we will never get to where we actually do the right things at the right time, because this requires all of us to be involved. It's not only a case for police, because police can't be everywhere all the time. We are the people who are there in the homes, in the communities all the time. So if we are not playing our role, if we are not contributing to the arrest and to these issues that we face, we will then continue to have this in our societies.
We certainly will. I just wanted to, there's the other scary pattern here. It seems to be happening as an abduction, fake relationships, fake IDs, a syndicate almost of sorts as well. Then, is this something that you're seeing happening a whole lot more?
It has been there for a while, for a long time. I remember when we started Rise Young Women Clubs in 2014 here at Soul City. One of the things that the young women kept telling us is that we are being abducted, and they are being abducted, sold into slave trade, sex trade, into drugs, into so many other things that, perpetuated the violation again of women, because it's usually women who, are disproportionately affected by this issue. And we also shy away from having these discussions. Why is it happening more to women than we see it happening naturally to anyone else? Why is it women are the target? We need to interrogate that. What is this hate that we have against women? What is it that we are achieving by killing women, without any cause, without any reason?
Truly. Phinah, just as a final question, the role of media, schools, churches, socials, just society in general, that we can continue to play to ensure that something like this, the scourge of this, is made negative, is made to be seen as abhorrent, to assist police, etc. How exactly a bigger role can we play here?
Media plays a bigger and even bigger role because, sometimes the way things are reported also are problematic. There seems to be victim blame, re-traumatizing families that have experienced this trauma. So we need to really interrogate how media positions gender-based violence and what is happening around it, right? Yeah. But also every family has a responsibility. We can't abdicate the responsibility that we have as families to the school, to the church. It starts with the values that we have in the families, and then it will translate in society. But you can never also underplay the role that institutions play, church, school, because we spend most of our times in these institutions, so they must contribute. And it's high time that pulpits also become a place where we call out violence, where we shame those who perpetrate violence, and not just look the other way and concern ourselves with other things, as if women being killed, men being killed, children being raped and killed is not a societal issue, is not a spiritual issue. We really need to use every platform as a platform to call out, to create awareness, and to hold each other to account.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Phinah, Kodisang, appreciate the time this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here on Newzroom Afrika, the Soul City Institute CEO, Phinah Kodisang.